Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, this has been this has been the hardest. I mean, okay, no, let me be clear. I've been busy the last couple of months. I had that kitchen, between my dad dying, my father-in-law dying, that kitchen, which was that was actually a really difficult job because it's now it's pretty much just me, um, working wise. I used to have Mike has his own career, and I'm so proud of him. He's got a great job and is really taking off, and I'm proud of him. But it leaves me without, some of the help that I used to have. So doing that kitchen was a lot to do for one person, but I'm not mad about it. It just took a lot of time to do that, and my mind wasn't quite right with my dad, and I'm still getting over that. Every time there's news with the Cowboys, I always want to talk to my dad about it, telling him, hey, there's some good news here, but I can't call him up and tell him. It's been way too long. And now, Eagle fans, you're having your heyday right now, and that's cool. And maybe this is just desserts for us Cowboy fans because, we used to have all the Eagle jokes that, hey, she's dating, you date an Eagle girl because she's not looking for a ring, the ringless wonders and stuff, the redheaded stepchildren of the NFC East because they didn't have a ring and things. And maybe it's what we deserve from all those years of actually being the Dallas Cowboys dynasty that they were. Maybe that is. Maybe that's the case. And, yeah, it is what it is. Because, it took the Eagles, 57 years to get there? So, in the grand scheme of things, the 30 years that we've been waiting is about half of what they took the Eagles to finally get one. And you think about Kansas City. Kansas City won some of the early ones, and then, 50 some years go by before they win another one. Those things go in cycles, and right now we're just not in our cycle. I hope that we are headed forward. I hope we're headed forward. I feel like we're headed forward. But this cycle that we're in right now, there's everything right now is just clickbait and speculation. Everybody's coming up with their list of, the Mount Rushmores of their teams, or, the rankings for quarterbacks or position groups and stuff. And the reality is none of this stuff is based on any fact. Nothing. Everything is whoever you're listening to's opinion. And the thing about football that's so funny is what we seem to forget. Just think about from power rankings. How the power rankings will start out where we always have a team that's destined to be the Super Bowl champions and stuff, and they're going to be great. Remember last year, this time, everybody was thinking that San Francisco, because they had the best running back in football, they had Brock Purdy, who was just incredible, and Ayuk, and Debo Samuels, and Trent Williams, and Kittle, and that defense of theirs, and they were so close that the next year they're going to be the team. They're number one or number two in all the preseason rankings. And the reality is we don't know what we don't know. We just don't. That anything can happen. I see all these things that talk about how the Commanders are, they're building a great organization and things like that. I don't know about this because I hear what you're saying. Now, I understand with getting the tackle that, damn, I can't think of this, Laramie Tunsil. That's a great pickup, okay? Even though he had the whole face mask smoking weed and stuff, but never got busted like Randy Gregory, but be that as it may. That was a great move, but looking at Debo, I don't know that Debo was a great move. Are you honestly going to tell me that Deebo Samuels looks like he's in great shape and ready to be on a mission to do great things? He looked like he's in his third trimester. I don't know that Michael Gallup is going to be able to produce. He kind of retired. He was never right after that ACL where he came back. In the last 2 years before, he was going downhill. I don't know that that's going to be a great move that helps him. And Noah Brown still has the mysterious injury that they haven't yet discussed. So everybody's assuming that their quarterback is just going to take off from where he was last year and not possibly have the good old, sophomore slump, which we know is a real thing. And that everything is just going to keep getting better. But when you look at their schedule, I don't mean this one just to be hitting at the Commanders, but they played some real stiffs last year going down the stretch, including my Cowboys, which almost beat them a second time. So people are going through and they're saying, oh, well, the Commanders, it's Eagles and Commanders. And it's like, wait a minute. Did you really look at their schedule and understand that they did lose one of those games to Cooper Rush? So what makes you think that they're going to, if Dak is healthy, going to sweep the Cowboys? We don't know what we don't know. And the same thing with the Eagles. It could be that all those veterans that they let go in the secondary, that maybe because their offense scored so many points and made teams, one-dimensional, that it was different. And what happens if this year, Saquon doesn't rush for 2,000 yards, that he has that good old, what happens to running backs when they have 2,000 yards? They're usually half, Eddie, half. And if he is not able to run in the same way, now you're looking at things differently for your offense with another offensive coordinator again, where Jalen Hurts may have to be shouldering more of the load. Don't get me wrong, Eagle fans, don't send me your hate mail, but if you don't have to win or lose solely every week by your arm, if you got a guy in running game that's almost running the football as much as you're passing, your life is a lot easier. A hell of a lot easier. So we sit here and we get bent out of shape by this list and that list and, and what this guy said. Everybody's out here starving and they're trying to get you to watch because there ain't nothing really to talk about. There's not. And there's so many people on, now YouTube and, all of the platforms and Twitter and everything else. It's hard to stand out unless you come up with a whole lot of, crap. It's true. Ten years ago when I started, I guess, was it 10 years? No, 9 years ago. 2016, I don't know, however long it was. It wasn't so crowded here on YouTube. It wasn't. Man, me doing a live stream on Monday and Friday, man, you do 2 live streams a week? Man, that's a lot of live streams. Shit. People doing 2 and 3 live streams a day now. So it's changed. It's changed. And it's definitely hard to get traction. But I'm enjoying just catching my breath for a minute. And the calm before training camp starts storm. And just kind of enjoying being out here at the Red Brick House. I will say, sometimes things in life happen that you don't expect. I have to say that it seems like everything I've done in my life, all the different things and skills that I've learned and done, all ended up pointing towards this place. This sounds crazy, because fixing this place literally took every bit of knowledge I've had in construction, and I had to learn some more to get this thing together. And this has been, when I take my dirt nap, when I'm over, someplace buried, like Mary and David over here who used to own this land, 205 years ago, that this will be maybe my legacy, saving this place and making it a place that people really appreciate seeing. And I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. Because this was really a labor of love. Like my Cowboys. And damn it, it is a lot of labor. I mean, seriously. It's like I've been having this baby for 30 years. Hey, my wife looking at me out the window waving. It's like, it's hot out there. Yeah, it's cooling down some. But when I sit here, I really like it. Let me show you a little bit here. I should have put a porch fan out, needs. But look at the flowers over here and things and all that. The bench I built, I built that for Michael and Michaela when they were kids. Just revarnished that thing, getting the bricks painted and stuff, Planted flowers over there and getting the grass to grow and flowers down there. And flowers over there. Trying to make it pretty so when people go by, they look at that and say, wow, look at that house. It's amazing. It used to be a pile of shit. And I hope we'll be able to say that about the Cowboys at the end of the year. Wow, look at those Cowboys. They look great. When everybody thought they were going to be a pile of shit. Yeah, even those shutters. You see the shutters? You see that? You see those? Those shutters actually close. Yeah, I made those. I made those out of reclaimed lumber. Ain't they pretty? And fitting for the house. Anyway, I'm going to go in here because, I'm kind of beefing. Being out here working in the heat and stuff. I'm going to go take me a shower and get cleaned up. Whew. As always, I appreciate you guys. And we ain't done yet. We got more work to do. We got Aaron Rodgers saying maybe this is his last year. So you're trying to have like a Jordan tour or something like that? We got a crazy quarterback ranking for Dak Prescott. And we got Trayvon Diggs, a guy who could be on the bubble. There you got it. We got some stuff to talk about. Peace.